Here I have written simple HTML code in the index.html file. In the index.js, I have written simple alert. I will tell you what this is. This is simply a function which is of JavaScript. Another is console.log. And here, if I'm writing, hey, okay, let's see what this console.log is. One thing I was saying that how to open the index.html means how to open our file. So you must be knowing that we are not explicitly using any JavaScript file. We have to use HTML with it. So one way is go to this HTML file, open it, and once it opens, see, it will open like this. It has given one alert, and now it has given us hello world. Why it has given hello world? See, we had written here heading h1 hello world. Okay. Now I have written another thing. What is this console.log? If you will go here, if you right click, you will see one option which is inspect. Go there. This is going to be your best friend. Every time you're working on JavaScript now, you have to open it, this inspect every time. Because if there's any error, we will see here in console. See, here console has printed hey. Why it has printed hey? Because here we have written console.log hey. So this console.log is the browser console. Console is the window which is opened here. Na? It is termed as console. So here if I write something, for example, here I write alert. Again, if I just simply write alert and run it, see, it has given us this alert. Clear? Similarly, if I just write console.log something, let's say hi only, and if we click, it will give us some invalid token because this is itself is console. Okay, so I know you must have tried, means you will try even to write console here. So no need to write console here. Simply write, wait. Simply just write whatever you were trying to write inside it now. And also if you want to try console.log here, wait, you will see something. And one thing you must notice here that there is written this undefined thing everywhere. Undefined is because it is not returning anything. Note that it is not returning anything. That's why it is giving us this undefined. You will get what is meant by returning something afterwards. But here also, because we are seeing it undefined, so you must say it. Now going back, let us go to our notes. What we will see. See, one thing what I have done is how did I use JavaScript? I have used this script tag. Okay, in this script tag, there is an attribute which is src, and inside it, we will write the name of the file of our JavaScript. Now, there are 3-4 ways of writing, means adding JavaScript file in our code. One thing is we can use this script tag inside head. Okay, this is one way. Another way is I have written this script tag in the body. When I have written before any of the code, this is our HTML code, and before HTML code, I have written this script tag. Another way is to write script tag afterwards, means after our code, means at the end of body. Okay, I hope you're getting it. One thing we are writing in head, another is we are writing in the starting of the body, next is we are writing at the end of body. So we have to see what's the difference and what is the best practice which we have to use. One thing is, like I said, that we are writing in the head tag. We are using script line in the head tag. Okay. So try to read this, what I have written here. If you will not understand, then I'll tell you tomorrow. Why I'm means I can explain it right now only. But since I want you to read it yourself and try to explore, it will be more in your memory rather than I just explaining it first. Okay. Another is we are using some tags here. For example, async or defer. These things, when we will read about async, what is async and what is sync, at that time it will be clear to you. So don't worry if you're not getting this, what is async and defer. Just try to read all these 4 lines. Okay. And I'll tell you this in the first thing tomorrow. Now going us forward, what are the JavaScript programs? See, these definitions are very, very important sometimes, because if I if I ask you now what is a C++ program, you must have made enormous codes in C++, but what are programs you don't know. So program is simply a list of instructions which have to be executed by computer. Okay, just for the information thing. Then in JavaScript, means in programming languages, whatever these instructions, for example, here I have written 2 lines. So this line is a statement because it is ending with this semicolon. Whenever something is ending with semicolon, we say it statement. Okay. Next thing which I will tell you is, in JavaScript program, we usually have a list of statements. For example, here you have seen these 3 statements now. So this is only a JavaScript code. What it is, just a list of JavaScript, means different instructions. Now let me tell you, there is a thing which is comment. For example, here I have to write what is this alert. So I will use this double backslash and write anything. Means I write anything. Okay. What is this anything? What we generally use in comment is about the line, about the statement, or about the particular line of code, what it is actually doing. So that whenever, for example, if I send you this line code, okay, without this, you won't understand anything. Why I've written this high alert, why means written this console. But if I write one thing, which is this is console check. So when you will see this, you can understand that okay, this was console check, and that's why I've written this line. So we use comments to explain our code. Okay, and it is a very best practice to always comment. Okay. Next is variables. In the demo class, I have told you some things about let, const, and where, and I had also told you to try to read about it. So now let's read about variables. Can any one of you unmute yourself and tell me what are variables? Because you must have heard about it in other programming languages also.
Let constant where
No, means I'm asking what are variables?
it is used to store values.
You can use to store the values.
Okay, store the values.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose I want to write my name. Okay. How to write my name? Where to write my name? I want to write my address. How to write my name? So we have a lot of data. Our programming languages are simply about data. Okay. And we have a lot of data. So we need some placeholder to store our data, right? And what it is called? It is called variables. Okay. Now see this thing. Also know that if you want to use comment now, see, I'm not writing this one slash and then another slash. If you have noticed, I simply write something and then it goes on comment. How it goes? Because what I'm doing is I'm using one keyword shortcut, which is control plus this slash. Okay, and if you use, means just go to type on any line, go to that line and simply do this control plus slash, it will become comment. Okay, this was some additional thing. Now going back to variables. Variables are simply placeholders to store our data. Now To store our data, there are three things, three keywords actually. What are keywords? Keywords are the reserved words in our programming language. So there are some already preserved words. For example, I can't make a variable named let. I should not make because it's not a best practice. So these are some reserved keywords. For example, reserved words which we should not use otherwise, which are let, const, and where. Now, if I want to make any variable, I have to use either of the three. Now, let me show you how to make this variable. I'm commenting everything. See, for example, now I have to make one variable. Let us first use the keyword, which is where. I have to make a variable named name and store my name here. How to store my name? My name is a string, if you can see, right? So let us first see what are the different data types, or what are the different types in which we can store our names. So these are string. String means my name means anything which is composed of number, means our letters. Okay, I think you can understand why string, it's a simple English word. Then number. Booleans means true and false. These comes under boolean. Then for example, if I have to write where Indian, so am I Indian, so I should write true. Okay, if I am not Indian, then I should write false. So whatever I'm writing here, for example, in the name, I should write Ayushi. So this is my string. Here, what I am writing here is, this is Boolean. So there are different types of things which we can write. So these are generally data types. So these are these many types. This is undefined, there is null, there is big int, there is symbol. Okay, we will see these in detail. And also, since we saw here Booleans, you must be familiar with what is Boolean, right? Are you all familiar with Boolean things, true and false? Should I explain?
Yes, Ashley.
Yeah. So in false also, sometimes writing simply false will work. Sometimes, see, this is an empty string. It will also work as it is false. If I write null, if I write undefined, if I write zero, all these means that it is false. For example, if I have to write where Indian equals to false, it means I'm not Indian. I can also write where Indian equals to zero. What it will mean, what it will convey to you, that I'm not Indian. I can simply write this empty string. It also means that it is false. So these are some things which are falsy values, okay, which you should know. Next is, while naming the variables, how should we name the variable? There is also a specified rule for this. A variable can be composed of letters, dollar sign, underscore, and number. What are things? How I can write? I can write where. Letters, these are the letters. This is a dollar sign. I can write dollar sign here. I can use underscore, and I can use some number. Okay. Another rule is, you cannot start with any number. For example, I want to write the name of variable. I can't write for one name. I can't write it. See, it gave us underline because it's an error. If you try to see by hovering over it, there are some explanations which they give. Try to read them, and please make it a habit to solve the errors by yourself. For example, here I am writing one name equals to Jane. Okay, and if I try to use something, and it, since it's giving us underline, that I can understand it is error. Don't get worried that why it is giving error. Try to read about it, try to search about it, that what you have done wrong. So make it a habit, okay, for rest of the things also. So the another rule is, it cannot start with number. I can't start with number. Even if I have to use it, I will use it in this way. For example, name 1, or I can use number in between. See, NA1ME, it gave no underline. So this is a rule. You can't start with number. Also, you should use underscore and dollar. You can use it. And it's not necessary that all the names should be composed of letters, numbers, this dollar sign and underscore. No need. You can use any of the one also. Okay. And then don't use space. For example, if I am writing here that this is my last name, so I can't name it like this. It can't be this thing. Last and space name. It is wrong. There are two ways to write the name if it's of two or more parts. One way is write the first way in small letters, and for the next word use it capital. The first letter use it capital. And what it is called? It is called our camel case. So camel case is simply a convention. Okay, there are two conventions. This is camel case, and if I have to write the same thing in snack case, it will be, I will use underscore name, all in small letters. So means, so you got that I wanted to use last name as a name. Last name as name. So what I have done, I have used two conventions. This is camel case. Try to remember is that camel has a hope on its back now. So hope is everything is small letter, then something in capital, and then small. So that hope is between becoming in between. So it is camel case. Another is all are in small letter, and I have to write, for example, there are two or more three words. For example, it is last name, it is. If I have to name it like this. So what I will do, I will use another underscore, use it, another underscore, use is. Okay, so this is the way. And see how this is becoming. It's becoming a long chain like a snack. So it is known as snack case. So these are the two conventions. So again, repeat with me whatever we have read about the naming conventions of variables. First thing is, it is composed of letters, dollar sign, underscore, and number. Okay. Another thing to remember is it should not start with number. It can start with dollar, it can start with underscore, but it should not start with number. And also, this is that you can use these things. And also remember that dollar sign can be used in JavaScript, because in other programming language we don't generally use. So this can be even asked that how do you name it? So while asking this, they want to remember that you know this point also, that or not. And you don't use spaces and variables. You can either go for snake case or camel case. We'll see when to use which one. And mostly we use this camel case in our JavaScript, in other programming means other frameworks which are related to JavaScript. Okay, so I hope all these things are clear. This variable, what are variables? It's clear to you. What are different data types? It is clear to you. Now I am writing some of the different data types, and tell me what are the data types. Okay, I'm
Ayushi,
writing different variables. Yes,
can I ask something?
yeah, sure.
The empty string, what is ghost? Means what are the type of empty string?
A type of empty
What you
string is
say?
string only, means anything which is
So it
inside this double quotes now, it is a string.
okay, okay. I
I'm
thought it's
going
a Boolean value. That's why I'm asking.
no, it's not. It's not Boolean. It's actually the thing. It's giving false intention.
But on console it gives an empty string, no?
Where in the console?
Yeah.
No, if I write this thing, you saying? Means please repeat your question. I'm not getting it.
Sorry. Variable Indian is an empty string. So
Hmm.
what will we give it on console?
On
Empty string
console, it
or
will bring nothing.
okay, okay, okay,
It will be empty only. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm giving you some questions, and please type the answers in the chat box. Okay. What are the question is, what is the data type of this variable? I am making a variable a, okay, and I have written something. Tell me what is the data type of this thing? In the chat, please. A string, right? It is a string. Why it is a string? For those who don't know, because it is inside this double quote. Another question is where a is equals to, what is this?
This is also string.
Yes, it is also string because it is also inside quotes. So either it can be single quote or double quote. It is a string. Now another thing. What is this? This is also string. Why? Because entirely everything which is written, it is in the quotes. Now where a equals to 10. What is this? Yes.
Number.
So I got one answer which says int. It is not int. It is number. There is nothing like int, float, double, nothing of this concept. Everything is number. Next is if I write where a equals to 10.00, what it is? It is again number. Next, if I want to write this thing, tell me what it is.
String.
A string or number?
String.
Why it is number now? It is written 10.
Actually,
Inside
they
double
both
quote,
in
double quote,
the
double quote.
inside the double quote now.
Yeah, okay, very good. So everything inside double quote is, pardon? You were explaining it? Okay, so everything which whatever it is, any garbage inside double quotes or single quotes, it is string. Okay, what I had written here 10. Next question is this thing. What is this? It is
This is
also
also
string.
string.
I have written nothing. The garbage can be nothing also. You must be what to say, you must be the person who is used to live in cleanliness. So it is also string. Means there is also a scope of garbage, but we have not written anything. So it's still it is a string. Next is, what is this?
Number.
Number or false or something, you can go on. It is simply number.
Only.
Right. False. What I said by falsy values, see, I have written this falsy values. Falsy values means if I'm using this line now where a equals to 0, it means that a is false, or a, the value of a is 0, means it gives a false intention. Okay, when we will see the control statements na, if and else, at that time this will be very clear and very helpful. Other are where a equals to null, I can write. It does not make sense that nothing is assigned to a. Another is where a equals to undefined. I will tell you the meaning of these. When are we using undefined? When are we using null? Because if you see like this, it will see similar only, that null and undefined are same things. So we have seen null and undefined. This I will explain you tomorrow in detail, and it will be your homework to read about these things. Next is a is equals to false. What is this?
Boolean.
What is this?
String.
A string or boolean, because it is written false now.
String.
Okay. Even if I write true, Still it is string. I hope it's very clear, because in the MCQs type now you will get a lot of questions, like the question will be like this. Now see, inside console.log, whatever I'm writing inside the console.log now, where I have to find this, what I have written here.
Inspect.
Inspect, for example, here I have written this hello with a lot of O's. I'll go open our website. If I refresh it and check, see what it has written, hello. Is it clear why it has written this hello? Because I have used this console.log hello. Okay, now if I want to see, okay, a very important topic here. I said in the demo that JavaScript is a friendly language. Do you remember this term? Means this is a statement I said. Why JavaScript is a friendly language? See, in other languages, if I wanted to write here a string, what I used to write, char, or we used to write int, means such type of keywords we used to use now in other languages. But here, if you notice, for all the different data types, I have used a simple declaration thing. What it is? A simple keyword, where, everywhere. Nothing like string, boolean, number, no discrimination. Okay, so that's why it is very friendly, because it does not take care of the type. So there is a term called for this, and you will try to find that term for me. Called what? This is your homework. JS is friendly. Why I am saying it friend? Oh yeah, it's again going to stop. So in 10 minutes we'll wrap this up, and I'll send these homeworks to you in the WhatsApp group. I want each and everyone to try and research these things. Okay, it's very important.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So why I am telling it's friendly language? Because no discrimination of what? No discrimination of what? Of data types, right? And that's why it is called something. And what it is called, you will have to find it and tell me tomorrow. So what all things we have seen? We have seen string, number, boolean, undefined, null. What is big int? See, number and big int have a small difference. See, if I write where a equals to a very big number, what it is it a number or big int or some, what it is? Tell me. I will keep on writing the numbers. What it is, number or what? Tell me the data type of this thing.
Big int.
Big int.
Number.
Big int. I'm getting all the answers as big int in the chat box.
Number only.
Pakka number or big int?
Float.
Float.
It is float, I think.
How it will be float? Float means you are having some decimal in between. But I already said that there is nothing like float, int, double, no discrimination.
Okay.
See, that's why
Only
JavaScript is the language which is being hated. Why it is hated? Because of its friendliness. You got confused, right? It is simply a number. Now, if I have to write the same term, if I write it like this, big int, and inside it, if I write the number, now this is big int. Okay. Means if it is not saying and screaming that see I am a big int, I am a big int, then what you have to say to it, it is number, however big it is. But otherwise, if it is saying by itself that see I am big int, then only it is big int. Another point is, another way of writing big int is C. Tell me what is this? This 35th line.
Begin.
Number big int what? It is big int.
Begin.
It is big int. Why? Because it has this n. Here it was screaming that see I am big int by saying that by using the term big int, but now it has simply write a small n at the end, so it is big int. So these are the two ways of writing. So now see in the notes how you have to read it. Just go here and you are seeing this option open preview, right? Able to see this icon?
Yes.
Able to see or not? This icon.
Yeah.
So this is our preview option. When you will go in the preview, you will see begin. Here is the code. So there is one line I have written, console.log number. What is number? It is our data type. In the number, if you see this max safe integer, can we see it in the console or not? Should we see or not? This is the way how you will use this notes. Okay, copied this thing, simply came here, pasted here. Okay, went to our console, refreshed it, and see it is giving this number. So this is the largest number which is possible in the integers. Okay, the largest integer is this thing. Anything after this is usually comes under big int. But even if I have written, for example, copied the number and again go on confusing you, let's see where a is equals to this thing. What? Sorry, this number, where it is, this number. Okay, what it is, string or big int, number or big int, it will be number. Okay, unless and until it is explicitly telling us. So this was simply one line that the biggest means, just for the information sake, that the largest int is, how to find the largest int, just use this thing, number dot max safe integer, this way only. So how to create big int? By simply writing it big int and in the parenthesis writing the number or keeping n afterwards. And you can perform different operations on it. We will see tomorrow that thing. Now there's one interesting thing. Okay, for example, I have this. What is this? What I have highlighted, this 18 inside the quotes is a string, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Another thing which I have to tell you before all these thing is, let me comment everything. Now if I write where a is equals to Ayushi, okay, and try to console one thing. What to console? Type of a. What is a? A is our variable. Let my variable name be name. So I will pass this name inside this type. So it will tell me what is the data type of this thing.
String.
Sure. See, it's a string. Similarly, you can check for all these things. For example, if you are getting any confusion now, it is really string or it is really number. So the way you have to check is just write type of and the name of it. Okay. Now this another interesting thing. For example, here this 18 inside the quotes is a string. If I have to make it convert it into number, what I have to do? I have to simply write plus ahead of it. If I write plus ahead of the means a string which is containing any number, then it will convert it into number. Okay. Another thing is just write number and inside it pass the variable. It will also convert into number. Same goes for number to string. For example, this 22 is, let me demonstrate here. Where a is equals to 22. What is this? Number or string? Number, right? Do you want to check what it is? Just see here, write a, type of a, and it will print for us. Always refresh and check. Okay?
Uncomment this line. Uncomment,
Okay.
uncomment.
Sorry. Very good means you are all not sleeping. What it should come, number or string? Number, right? Now, if I have to make it a string, I can either write, means do it in double quotes, right? And if I check now, it will be string. Okay. Another way is to simply write where number and plus empty string. Now again, if you check what it will be string.